What is up, everybody? Rye here, and welcome to some more channel updates. Obviously the best series this channel has ever seen. Obviously I'm wearing this today because I want to garner as much sympathy as I can from you guys. So feel bad for me. Feel bad! Obviously enough, this is no joke. This is a therapeutic glove, which is basically going to help my hand get better, even though it's kind of lackluster at best. But, you know, my hands are starting to recuperate and get back to 100%. It's still not entirely there, but I'm going to be able to type like the Dickens in no time. So thank you all for your emotional support through pretty much all the crap that I've been through the past couple of months to a year, I want to say. You know, I've been through the ringer and spat back out, and then just thrown right back in again with a whole bunch of new problems and obstacles. You know, it's been really tough for me, but thank you all yet again for being patient with me, you know, not getting pissed off at, you know, I don't upload a certain day, or it takes a bit of a pause for me to update a certain playthrough, you know. The fact that you guys are being very mature and being very patient with me really makes me happy, and it makes me feel even more motivated to try my hardest, even with all of these issues. So, obviously enough, I'm sure you guys want to know what's been going on in the past week or two, and I'm sure as hell positive that you guys are curious about the new channel trailer, which I'm super stoked about. It's easily about 8 or 9 total hours of hard work put into that video, even though I can see a few things I could have fixed or added or omitted. But, you know, we'll get to that when it comes. It's pretty much no surprise what I've been up to the past week or two. You know, Tales of Graces has been on the front seat the entire time of my channel. I've uploaded a ton of footage, and I think I've made some pretty good leeway in the plot. It's a blind playthrough, so obviously I don't know how far I have to go until the end of the game, but I'm just taking my time with it. You know, I don't want to rush it. I don't want to skip past, you know, very interesting dialogue or the capability of grinding or doing side quests. I'm not going to be that kind of person who does a blind LP and just rush straight through it, you know. Think, oh, I need to finish this playthrough within a certain allotted amount of time, or, oh, this playthrough is taking way too long. I want to finish it up ASAP so I can get to other stuff. I'm just in cruise control and enjoying the plot for what it is, the characters, the gameplay, and, you know, I think it's being very positively received, so I'm very, very thankful for that. Just as well as that, I've been doing some Game Dev Tycoon, some more Minecraft, specifically Let the Games Begin. I haven't thought of any series that I want to do that would be single player or something outside of Hunger Games and all those little mini games that Minecraft has to offer. And I've also uploaded some Heavy Rain, the last bit of Heavy Rain footage that I had stored but never edited. I feel ashamed for even admitting that, but I'm not going to lie about it either. And I also uploaded a new playthrough. It is the Oregon Trail, not the Oregon Trail, mind you, but it's the Oregon Trail, which is basically kind of a spin-off of Oregon Trail, but with zombies and the apocalypse. And it's so cool. I named myself the leader, obviously, and I also named my 4 passengers as my friends: Michael DJ54, Archimedes, Gamerbomb, and Aqua. And it's us trekking from the eastern coast to the west, to the safe haven, and there's some pretty good laughs and some very funny responses from the individuals, my dear and beloved friends in the comment section. You know, there's some very endearing stuff in there, and by endearing I mean they want to cut off my head for some of the stupid shit that I did. But, you know, anyways, that's just what friendship is all about, right? Yeah! Probably the only 2 projects that I haven't really updated as of late is Cube World and Dead Space 3, the latter of which I think is understandable considering me and Gamerbomb have very very big troubles in, what's the word I'm looking for, of connecting with each other at a certain time on a certain day, especially with the 9-hour time difference. You know, by the time it's nighttime for me, like 11 or 12 a.m., it's already morning for him, and Conversely, if it's like 1 or 2 p.m. in the afternoon, which is typically when I record anyways, it's usually either the mornings or the early afternoons, it's nighttime for him. So you guys can kind of see the dilemma there. So we haven't had the opportunity to actually record Dead Space 3, but we do want to finish that game. As for Cube World, this is going to be hard. Cube World is an interesting title. And I mean that full-heartedly. I think it's a very interesting game, and it definitely appeals to a lot of people. I can see the appeal, honestly, but the game chugs like a bitch for me. Like, in the last 2 videos of my Cube World adventures, you'll see that I lag all over the place. I complain about it constantly. I've tried different setups. I've tried the game windowed, full screen. You know, I've tried deleting stuff off of my hard drive. But in the end, my computer's kind of failing me, and it's not very good in terms of PC gameplay. That's why you don't see a lot of high graphical games on the PC being played on my channel. That's exactly the reason why. My computer can't handle it. The other reason is, honestly, I was talking about how I can see why the game appeals to a lot of people. The appeal doesn't really reach me. And I'm surprised to say this because I was very optimistic when it first came out, and I do enjoy the game to a degree. Don't get me wrong, I think it's a good game. However, it's in that stage of development where there's not a lot to do. I'm being completely honest, like, there's a good deal of stuff to do, but there's not a lot of it. There's still a lot of features that have yet to be implemented, and honestly, the gameplay doesn't really pull me in, whether I'm playing single player or playing with Destin. It's just not that engrossing of an experience for me. It might just be a game that I'm not very into recording. So I might actually call that playthrough to an end, but I'm not going to have it be inconclusive like Rise Minecraft Adventures. We all know what a travesty that was. I'm not going to do I'm not going to stop it at part 5, which is where it's at right now, with an inconclusive ending, and keeping you guys wondering on whether or not there's going to be more videos. I'm going to give like a conclusive ending to this series, which would be temporary until more content comes out for the game. Right now, it just doesn't really appeal to me as a title that I want to record weekly, so hopefully you guys understand in that regard. If you're wondering why I'm sweating profusely, it's probably because I'm wearing all black, and that light is a bitch because it brings so much heat into this room, not to mention the fact that my air ventilation shaft doesn't work. There's no cool air that comes in, no AC. So I look like a pig. But that is not what you guys want to hear. Obviously, you guys want to hear about what's coming up. So I'm going to man up, just put on my big boy pants, and tell you guys what's up. You should pretty much expect everything that you've seen up to this point as a normality in terms of the channel until those playthroughs are completed, which means Tales of Graces is going to be a constant. You can pretty much expect that every other day, if not every day. I pretty much have this whole schedule worked out in my head of when I want to upload videos, and I think it's working out pretty well, besides the past few days where I was sick and overslept. But that's besides the point. The point is, Tales of Grace, very, very frequent playthrough that I'm going to update constantly. There's going to be more Game Dev Tycoon. I'm pretty much 2/3 through the game. The game has a 30-year time limit. Sorry, I'm kind of reaching here tonight. I'm just trying to remember the game mechanic, but it is a 30-year time limit before the game stops and gives me a score. And I'm about at year 2021, so I'm pretty much getting to that point. So that playthrough will be coming to an end eventually, very soon. Heavy Rain is going to be one of those things, you know, I'm still kind of debating whether or not I want to include the flashback scenes. You know, I know you guys gave good comments about it, gave some positive feedback, but honestly, looking back at my old Heavy Rain playthrough, there's not a lot of gems. I mean, unless I want to highlight how silly I sound and highlight the bad quality, then thumbs up to me, but I'm not sure where I'm going to go in terms of the flashback thing. I might still do it. You know, it just depends. Be sure to give me your feedback on whether or not you want to see me continue doing that. If you guys do, then I'll continue. And, of course, obviously, there's going to be a lot more Minecraft. You know, that's pretty much going to be inevitable. I'm a Minecraft fiend in terms of single-player, multiplayer, maps, mini-games. You can pretty much name anything you can do in Minecraft, and that's what I like to do. So there's going to be more Minecraft Let the Games Begin. And lastly, what I want to discuss is something that's going to be coming up in a couple of days. 2 days to be exact. Actually, yeah, today's September 2nd, isn't it? Ooh. In 2 days, Outlast comes out. As you guys know, you can find it on Steam, and it has a lot of accolades for being a game that made people shit bricks at E3. So much so that somebody pretty much Hulk smashed the entire panel. And that's something you don't take lightly. Somebody who's a grown man who pretty much smashed the living hell out of the panel. I'm not sure of all the details, maybe I'm over-exaggerating or forgetting some things. But the point stands that Outlast is supposed to be one of the scariest games of the year. And I'm going to play it. And what's more, I might live stream it on Twitch TV. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet, but I will keep you guys up to date in terms of my YouTube feed as well as my Twitter feed. So be sure to keep a lookout on that. If I don't stream it, I'll probably do videos of it, and I am considering doing face cam, which is kind of a double-edged sword because reactions, yes, but I don't have many facial expressions, so I don't know how that would go because I've never done face cam on the channel before. But give me your feedback as well on what you think of seeing me play Outlast. It's a game that I'm interested in, but it's a game where, God, I hope you guys are going to be there emotionally supporting me. I'm serious. I'm not very good with horror games, but at the same time, I'm very into them. It's kind of a weird thing. I'm terrified of them, but terrified in a way where I want to expose myself more to it. It's really weird, very sadistic. So that playthrough is going to be coming up eventually, no matter what. Buckle in, it's going to be a very bumpy ride. Lastly, I want to talk about the channel update, or not the channel update. Wow, I already fucked it up. Channel trailer that I made a week or so ago. It took me about 8 or 9 hours total to actually complete it, and I have to say I'm really proud of it. It's one of those videos where when you finish it and you publish it, you just feel this sense of accomplishment because you did something really great. That's what I felt in terms of that channel trailer, and I definitely love all the feedback. I'm glad you guys enjoy the trailer, and I hope it entices a lot of newcomers to the channel to come on by, stick around for a little bit, you know, give me a chance. The trailer covers pretty much a lot of what I want to be about in terms of YouTube, but I didn't cover everything because I need to test out a few more things. Like, there's a couple of genres that I want to dive into head first that I'm not entirely sure if I want it to be a highlight of my channel or if it's something that I want to do occasionally, if you know what I mean. I need to firmly find my niche, kind of like how I found my niche in terms of modern titles. As you guys see in my channel trailer, I do advertise the fact that I cover modern titles, which is like Beyond Two Souls, Watch Dogs. These are games that I'm going to be covering, by the way. Grand Theft Auto 5. God, I want to play that game. You know, basically games that have come out this decade. And that is definitely something, a foundation. Sorry guys, my camera decided to basically give out, and by my camera I mean my battery. So I had to pop in a new one, but where I was getting at is... Where was I getting at? Shit. Oh yeah, I was covering my channel trailer and the finer details of it. Obviously enough, I'm still trying to find all of my niches that I want to cover in terms of my channel. You know, I want to cover modern games. I want that to be a big part of the foundation of what my channel is all about. You know, among other things, I'm still kind of searching around. And I am sweating like a pig, I know, I'm sorry, but I can't help it. This room is so hot. But I hope that the channel trailer kind of emphasizes a lot of the points of how I try to approach my channel in terms of my commentary, in terms of the games that I play. You know, I do a little bit of everything, but I definitely focus on modernist titles, quote-unquote, quotation fingers, if you want me to use those, modernist titles, I guess that's one way to put it. And of course, Minecraft is a huge foundation of what my channel's all about too, an open world creative sandbox full of opportunities, mods, and maps. That's just the tip of the iceberg, and I'm hoping that as this year progresses and eventually ends, moving on to an even finer year, I further find out more things about myself. And that wasn't even a properly put together sentence, but I don't care. I'm hoping to find more things about myself and my channel to further improve upon. So hopefully you guys will be around for the ride there. So basically, to sum the update up, I discussed what I've been up to the past week or two, which is uploading pretty much the usual Tales of Graces, Game Dev Tycoon. I did Oregon Trail. I explained the 1 or 2 days that I did not upload any footage, which again I'm sorry for. I discussed the playthroughs that have not been updated as of recent, which I've been wanting to, Cube World and Dead Space 3. I went over the channel trailer and how it's basically the tip of the iceberg in terms of what I'm about, but I think gives a good synopsis of who I am as a person, what my commentating style is, and the type of stuff that I tend to focus on as of this point, as of the present time. And of course, I covered what I'm going to be up to in the next week or two to come until the next update, which is basically everything you've seen up to this point, as well as a few random additions and Outlast. I'm going to let you guys in on a secret. I was kind of dared to play the game. Partially my interest, okay? It's like 75% my interest, but 25% was a dare. To play the game blind. Record it for YouTube. It'll be funny, he said. I'll have some funny reactions, he implied. I'm going to kill him after this. But I hope you guys enjoy the footage. It might be a live stream, it might not be, it might have face cam, and it might not. It depends entirely on if I can get the setup the way that I want it. Overall though, I am Rye. Hope you guys enjoyed this update video and found it informative, and I hope to see you all very soon for the more videos that I upload to come. Wow, that is a poor sentence.